So we are here and let's talk about buying a house and your down payment. First, you need to do is to forget everything you've been told about saving for one. Seriously, forget the advice to just get back on coffee, save every penny for a decade, and then maybe you'll have enough for a down payment. You know the drill. That's the slow path. And let's be real, for most of us, watching home prices shoot for the moon while our paychecks are stuck on the ground, that path is actually broken. I was on the same path. I was on the same frustrating hamster wheel. I watched the house I wanted to get further and further away from me and my savings account just because I couldn't run fast enough. It felt completely impossible, but I refused to believe that. And as a real estate agent, I knew there had to be a faster, smarter way. So I started piecing together a system of unconventional savings and income hacks that change everything. Okay, just pay attention, but you don't have to follow this, but this is my advice. And they are the exact strategies I use to build my own down payment at a lightning speed. And in this video, I'm pulling back the curtain to show you how you can do it too. We're going to cover it all, from building an income engine to the one strategy so powerful it feels like a secret the banks are hoping you never discover. Yes, like I said, the traditional way is broken. So let's be honest, the old advice isn't just outdated, it's just failing all of us. And the idea of saving 20% for a down payment is a massive hurdle when the median home price keeps climbing into the moon again. So for a lot of people, that could take over a decade to save that 20%. And by then, who knows what prices will look like for the housing market you are in. And it's actually a recipe for feeling hopeless. But here's the thing, you probably don't need 20%. Okay, the median down payment for first-time home buyer is actually way lower, and recent data from 2024 shows it's around 8%, but I've seen first-time home buyers go for 3%. But even saving that 8% can feel like climbing a mountain, and the real secret isn't about cutting back. You can only shrink your life so much before you're just miserable, right? So the key is a two-way attack, let's put it that way. So you need to radically boost your income and strategically use the financial tools the system already provides. That's what you need to do. This isn't about skipping your morning latte or skipping wherever you like to have your latte. This is about building a financial machine so strong that your down payment fund starts growing on its own, faster than you ever thought possible. So the hack number one that I want to share with you is build your down payment machine with side hustles. And this is the single biggest thing you can do to change the game. So you can earn more money with one and only one purpose, feeding your down payment fund. So you have a goal. And this is your down payment machine. And every dollar it makes goes straight into your house fund, right? It's non-negotiable. You have to think about the skills you already have. So can you write? Are you good with pets? Can you organize a closet like a pro? Can you freelance sites? Can you dog walking? Can you tutor? Think about your skills, something that's easy for you to turn into. Like choose a platform where you can use your talent into cash. Or you could also always drive I don't want to say the name, but a rideshare or delivery service for total flexibility. And don't forget about all the stuff you own. I sold an old laptop and even clothes and a chair I never sat in, and The difference is you can sell that online onto different marketplaces. So it's a double win. You declutter your life and you get a direct cash injection into your savings. And you can even rent out, let's say, a spare room if you have that, or a parking spot. You can create a stream of passive income, like online. There's so much, like digital product you can create. The key is to treat this money differently. It never touches your regular checking account. It's not for fun and it's not for the lifestyle upgrades. It has one job: build that down payment. And when you create these income streams, you're not just saving a few extra bucks, you are fundamentally changing the timeline for buying your home. Okay, so hack number 2, to set it and forget it. So it's like a fortress. So your down payment machine is up and running. You find your side hustle. You're utilizing your skills. So you're wondering, like, where does all that cash go? Not your normal saving account. You need to build a fortress for it, a place where it's safe from you and optimized to grow. So here's the plan. This is what I recommend. First, you open a totally separate high yield savings account. As soon as you open it, name it house down payment. This way you know what it is, and every time you want to borrow from it, you won't do it. It sounds simple, but it's this little psychological trick is a game changer. So by walling it off, you're so much less likely to dip into it for random expenses. Plus, high yield accounts pay you much better interest than the big banks. So your money is actually working for you while it sits there. Next, you want to automate everything. So set up an automatic transfer from your main checking account to your house fund for the day after you get paid. So for example, you can choose to transfer $200 every time you get paid, and that's the pay yourself first rules. Okay, then link all your side hustles income so it deposits directly into this account. Tax refunds, bonus from work, birthday money from grandma, it all goes into the fortress. And this set it and forget it system makes discipline irrelevant, right? It's set up, you forgot about it, it's done for you. You're not deciding to save each month. You already made the decision. And the system just runs in the background. You don't even have to think about it. And you get to watch the balance climb. Set it, forget it. Suddenly, saving isn't a chore. You have to think about it. It just happens. Now, the secret hack is a 401k loan. So you have to handle this with extreme care, all right? Now for the strategy that feels like an insider secret, the one from the title, the 401k loan, this is easily the most powerful and the most dangerous tool you have. So you need to understand it inside and out before you even think about touching it. So a 401k loan is exactly what it sounds like. You borrow money from your own retirement savings, and the IRS rules generally let you borrow up to 50% of your vested balance with a cap of $50,000. So since you're borrowing from yourself, there's no credit check, and the interest you pay goes right back into your own account. Now, here's the part that gets people excited. A 401k loan doesn't show up on your credit report. But, and this is a huge but, that doesn't make it invisible. Your mortgage lender will likely ask if you have one, and that monthly payment can still be factored into your debt to income ratio, or your DTI, which is a critical number for getting approved. So lenders do look at your DTI, and you can't assume they'll ignore it. Always be upfront with your loan officer, and before you get any ideas, you have to let them know. And before you get any ideas, you have to know that not all employer plans even allow for 401k loans. So now for the risk, they are very, very real. First, opportunity cost. Every dollar you borrow is a dollar that's not invested and growing in the market. So you lose out on all the potential compound growth, which could cost you tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time you retire. Second, the repayment. You usually have 5 years to pay it back through automatic payroll deductions. 5 years. Some plans give you more time if it's for a primary home, but that's up to your employer, right? But the biggest risk of all, and I want you to really think about it, is losing your job. If you quit or get laid off, many plans depend you repay the entire loan in a very short time, sometimes by the year's tax deadline. If you can't, it's treated as an early withdrawal. You owe income taxes on the whole amount, plus a 10% penalty if you're under 59 and a half. It's a financial nightmare. So it is a hack. Is it a hack? Yes, because it gives you fast cash, but it's a high stakes gamble. You're trading your future security for a shortcut today. It should only ever be your last resort after you tried everything else that we talked about in the hack number 1. Okay, before I show you the final hack, which is honestly the one I think is the best, I want to hear from you. What's the biggest hurdle you're facing right now trying to save for a down payment? As a real estate agent, it helps me understand what you guys are going through. So drop it in the comments below. Tell me your story. And also remember, your story might just be the thing someone else needs to read to feel less alone. And hey, if this is helpful, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button. I'm sharing all my best strategies here for financial freedom, the real secret weapon. Down payment assistance programs. And this is the real secret, the one that feels like a cheat code because almost nobody talks about it. Down payment assistance programs, or DPAs. These are programs run by state, county, and local governments designed specifically to help people buy a home. And I'm not talking about a few $100, right? These programs can actually offer tens of thousands of dollars for your down payment, and also closing costs, which is something you have to think about. And many states offer this help as a grant that you never have to pay back. For example, some programs give you a 3% or 4% of the home's price as a straight up gift, Others offer deferred zero interest loans. That means they give you, say, $15,000 and you don't make a single payment on it until you sell the house or refinance years down the road. And some programs even forgive the loan completely if you live in a home for a few years. So people think you have to have a super low income to qualify, but the eligibility is often way larger and broader than you could expect. And there are tons of programs for the general public, plus special ones for teachers, firefighters, and nurses, healthcare professionals, and other public service workers. So you can just Google your state, down payment assistance, and see what you have. There's a rabbit hole you want to go down, and this is the real hack because it levels the playing field and makes owning a home possible way sooner and much more safely than going through your retirement account like we talked in hack number 2. So that's the playbook. First, you stop thinking about just cutting back and start building a dedicated down payment machine with side hustles with a dedicated bank account for your down payment. Second, you protect that cash, like I said, in a separate automatic high yield savings account and let it grow. Third, you recognize the 401k loan for what it is, a dangerous last resort, not a magic ticket. And finally, you use the real secret weapon, which is down payment assistance programs that can hand you thousands of dollars in grants or forgivable loans. I was right where you were, feeling like the goal was a million miles away, but using this strategy flipped the script for me. And it can for you too. The path to owning a home isn't about slowly climbing a mountain. It's actually about finding the elevator. I hope you like my analogy here. The tools are right here. They're right there in front of you. Now you can go build your dream.